I'm just worried about the big 9-hour adjustment I'm gonna have to do. Yeah, because I get to Cape Town and it'll be like 7:30 p.m., which would be like, what would that be? We're driving from my house out to Horsetooth Mountain Park for my midweek long run. I'm about just over 2 weeks away from running the Ultra Trail Cape Town 100-miler. So I'm leaving for South Africa on Saturday. Today's Wednesday. This race build-up has been, one, it's a little different because just the demands of the course, and two, I had some health issues that popped up right when I started training at the end of August and early September, so I've had to be a bit more adaptive. But I think I'm in a good place right now. So I'm going up Audra Culver, Horsetooth, and then Towers, and then I'm going to go down Mill Creek, and then take Stout all around, and then go up Wathen and then back down.
How far is that supposed to be?
13. So my plan for the fall was to race Pikes Peak Marathon in September, and then I did the Canadian mountain running champs in Quebec City, all leading into Ultra Trail Cape Town in November. So after Western States, I took a week completely off and then ran easy for about 5 weeks, and then was going to start a 15-week build to Cape Town, and which is what I've always done. So in mid-August, I started training again, and after about 2 weeks, it was Labor Day weekend, and Quinn and I were going up to Leadville, and I started feeling, like on the drive up, I started feeling like a fever, like feverish and chills, like I had the flu coming on. And so anyways, we go to Leadville and I do my normal training, and my sickness doesn't get worse, but I just felt so like wiped out, and it wasn't getting better. And so after like a few days when it didn't get better, I reached out to my doctor and got some blood work, and it showed that I was anemic. And I've been like running for over 20 years and have never been anemic. So it can like show up in various ways, but for me, my hemoglobin was was low. And so obviously like that's what you need to run, especially at high altitude. So I had to pull out of Pikes Peak and started supplementing iron, and we took out all my like quality workouts for September, and I still ran pretty high mileage and was still doing lots of trail running, but just sort of took out the hard running for about a month. And I slowly started feeling better and better, but it was pretty rough, like at the end of August and early September, and it's like amazing to look back on it and like see how in my mind I was able to like normalize feeling really awful every single day. One of the weird things was after like 2 weeks of training, I went back to my college alumni race in Gettysburg, and I've done that race 16 times and I ran my fastest time. So that was another thing where I was sort of like, yeah, it's not that bad. Like I just ran like a decent 5K cross country. What I'll need to be careful about is just really making sure I recover, especially when I put myself in a hole like I did at Western States, and maybe try and get blood work done more regularly before I start a new training block. Yeah, so November 21st at 5 p.m. in Cape Town is the Ultra Trail Cape Town. It's 100 miles, 24,000 feet of gain and loss. And I think the most interesting thing about it is that it starts and finishes in the city of Cape Town, which is like a major international city, which is pretty, I don't know of any other trail race that starts in a big city like that. So yeah, the new challenges are, compared to Leadville and Western States, is the 5 p.m. start means I'm going to be running through the night. And then 24,000 feet of gain and loss is a bit more than Leadville or Western States, less than UTMB, which I've done. But I hope to go back and race UTMB better someday. So this is sort of a stepping stone back to doing that. Yeah, so I've just been trying to get out a little bit in the dark to make sure my headlamp works, and just sort of getting used to it a bit. The problem is, it might be helpful to go out and do a long run in the nighttime, but that's just so disruptive to training and everything else. So I've just been running before the time change, I did a couple runs in the early morning before the sun came up, and now I'll do some in the early evening when it's dark out. Yeah, one of the turning points in my anemia recovery was being chased by a bear for a mile at Laurie State Park. Yeah, that will get you going. And it was like the fastest I had run in a month at that point. And then I was like, oh, I just ran a mile pretty hard. I think I'm ready to start doing workouts again. I'm just excited to get over there and sort of see the trails and feel the vibes of the race and everything. There's a lion, is it a cheetah or a leopard? Rhino, maybe giraffe and elephant. Yeah, those won't be on the race course, I hope.